Martin. Isaac lives on the Macquarie Road in Oyster Bed, and he's a young entrepreneur, 13, Isaac, in grade 8 at the Gulf Shore School. And how many years have you been running your greenhouse operation now?
This spring is going to be the 4th year.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And you've been growing it each year?
Yep, yep. Yeah, this year was a little bit better. We moved it down to the basement, so now we got the in-floor heat, and the heat rises to give the roots some nice heat.
And you got a bunch of plants already in their pots. Some of
Yep.
them have already been replanted in pots.
Yep.
When do you start all that?
Seeds usually start in January, the perennials, and then around March we start the herbs.
Good man. And you've got a fair amount of stock here, and you'll open to the public in May?
Yeah, sometime in the middle of May if the weather stays nice and the snow goes away.
Good.
So yeah.
That's it. And you've got perennials and annuals and herbs.
Yep. And herbs, yeah.
Good man. So what do you find is your biggest seller?
The herbs did pretty well last year. The basil and the parsley. Unfortunately, I'm not growing parsley this year. But I just planted some dill last night over in the corner there.
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully the dill and the thyme, since they're new plants, they'll take off and I'll be able to sell lots of them.
Good for you. And then you've told me of the other things you've got. Forget-me-nots.
Forget-me-nots, delphiniums, Shasta daisies, which is more of an older, more popular perennial. And I have a bunch in a back garden there in the backyard. I kind of I call it recycling the plants. So the stock I have left over from last spring, I plant them back there, and when they come up in the springtime now, we dig them up and put them in pots in the greenhouse.
That's fantastic. And Isaac, you've got another line that you started last year, which is birdhouses.
Yeah, yeah. So there's different types of birdhouses. We do. We got license plates to put for the roofs. The 2014 Confederation license plates, I think they were, and other ones, more ones that are more square. And then we got, a bunch of different designs. We got taller ones, smaller ones, and yeah, they did very well last year. So.
How many of those did you sell last year?
Roughly 30.
Good for you.
And they were all sold out by the end of the spring.
And you'll even take orders at Christmas time. I got a bunch of birdhouses from you for Christmas, so you're running a year-round operation.
Yeah, exactly.
Good for you. And where would you say you got started in this to be an entrepreneur at 9 or 10-year-old?
Well, my dad is a landscaper for Mel's Gardening, and I always kind of like to help him out, weeding some beds around the house and stuff. And the year I started it, he came up to me. He's like, "Hey Isaac, why don't you start growing some plants and make a little bit of money?" So that's where it all kind of started off. We didn't have the greenhouse back then. I just built that last year, but yeah, the first year started out good, and it just kept increasing and getting better and better every year.
And it's not taken away from your schoolwork?
No, not too much, no. But I really enjoy taking care of the plants.
Well, that's good, and it's good for your customers, and I know I'll be back to do some business with you, so good luck with the season,
Sounds
Isaac.
Good, thank you.
And we'll post a link to your Facebook site, because people will be able to see all the good work you're doing.
Perfect.
And listen, one more thing before we go. I think you're probably able to put more time in on this year, because are you not a Toronto Maple Leafs fan?
Yes, I am.
If they didn't make the playoffs, you think you can do anything for them?
Maybe.
Maybe make enough money at the plants.
Yeah. No, hopefully they do better next season. But.
That's great. Well, you will anyway. That's good, Isaac. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Much, Wade.
Great. Take care.
Yeah.